Hello, everybody, and welcome to Live with Sheryl. We were having our little bit of technical difficulties starting a little after time, building the anticipation for the program. Thanks for holding on. Unfortunately, for those of y'all who are trying to connect through Facebook, that was the difficulty. There's some kind of a problem with that. I'm logged into Facebook, but Restream doesn't seem to understand that. So there are issues. So for anybody who is trying to connect to us through Facebook and see that live there, scurry on over, run on over to follow me on LinkedIn or follow me on YouTube. And you will be able to check it out and get your little comments in if you are subscribed to my channel on YouTube, which is a very good thing to do regardless of technical difficulties. So welcome to Live with Sheryl. Clearing these things out of the way, I'm your host, Sheryl Mevin. I am an actor, writer, sister, researcher, wife, singer. Oh, okay, I'm gonna just stop right
Mother.
there.
Don't forget mother.
Yeah, I'm a mama, honey. I am a mama. And I am glad to introduce our frequent contributor, Public Health Ninja, and my big sister, Dr. Felicia Mevin. And we've got a lot of things on this program today. So I want to jump right into it. I am going to pull us out of the mode we were in so we can get into the groove. So we got music today. I have art to share in terms of maybe some things we're going to create, have updates about shows coming up. We have our health trivia because this is a show about music, about other art, about health, and we have a good time. So we're going to have a good time with all of that. And so with the trivia, there's a big prize as usual. And you will be able to connect some things to some other things with the prize, connect the things to the things. Okay, there we go. So
I just want to let me make one note, Sheryl, because your voice is lagging with your video for me. Am I okay?
That happens sometimes.
Okay, just wanted to know. Okay, no
yeah,
problem.
Yeah, unfortunately, we are not in the slickest of completely like top speed kind of places. But
No
yeah,
problem.
if you just go ahead and sit back and like sort of go with the trippiness of it all, that can be okay. Or you might just listen for a while because I think there's a lot of good stuff to listen to. And then you can go back later and sort of get the websites and the content and things like that in the streaming environment of your choice. But we are not going to have a major delay in hearing your comments or reading your comments because Dr. Felicia does that quite a bit. So, like I said, we've got a bunch in the program because since we last talked, I have been up to very many things. So I am going to take Dr. Felicia out for a second and pull in some stuff. So I think we talked last time. I've got a lot of different things coming up on the program that y'all are going to be seeing from other places. And so August is going to be busy. But there's already been some really cool stuff happening since I last spoke with you all. And y'all said hello, and it was great to hear from y'all at the last live with Sheryl. But one of the things is I have a client that I worked with, which was one of my early experiences that really put me in an environment with a lot of other voice actors and with directors and with a project that just had a whole lot of fan base. And that was Warframe, really well known video game. And so for those of y'all who know, TennoCon is coming up this month, and I am going to show you guys. I think I've talked about it a little bit on the show. I'm going to share my screen with you so you can see a little bit of what people are looking forward to. But if you're a Tenno, you already know. And so they're having their con coming up, and I am just so excited for folks, and I'm going to be there in spirit, but I wanted to share a bit of more than that here. So I was inspired because I've been up there one time and it was a great event. So for folks who are going, I think you guys are going to have a great time. And it's the 10th anniversary of this Warframe experience for folks. So there's a lot to see there. And I have the privilege of voicing a character in the series, so you guys can check it out if you haven't. But there's plenty to think about there. If you go to warframe.com, if you're not familiar with it, I voiced the character Nora Knight. But I'm just excited about the types of themes that come up and the kind of spirit of the community, because I'm not even a video gamer. I'm not a gamer, y'all, but I am a voice actor, and I felt the sense of the love, embrace of the community. And so what I did was there was a call for people to participate in a cover that they're going to be sharing of this music that they had created in the past. And I put my little voice to some of that. And so for those who are over and are patrons, I have my first patron, y'all, over on Patreon. I put the full cover that I did because the folks at Digital Extremes put together a piece that people have known for years, and then they decided in the 10th anniversary kind of spirit to put the backing track back out there and let folks be inspired. And so I am going to go into my Patreon, which some of y'all know about because some of y'all are already patrons of mine, so thank you very much. And I'm going to share with you a bit of the cover that I did. So I did not do the backing. I was inspired by the folks over there. They have a great sound team and they just work with great people. It's a cover by someone named Keith Powell. I mean, this is a cover of a song by someone named Keith Power. So I just added some vocals. So I'm going to play some of that for you all, and just in honor of Tenno, get it on out there for you. So I'm going to share my screen again, and I hope that that is going to let us hear. So Felicia, I'll bring you back in so you can tell me if you actually can hear it when I do it through Patreon this way. So I'm going to share the screen and play a little bit for y'all. Not the full cover, but a little bit of the thing that I'm going to share. I'm going to share it again. Here we go. So many buttons to push. So many.
That's so exciting, though. I saw the little icon they had for your character. I mean, that's really awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, they do great
thumbnail
work.
Or whatever. Yeah.
They have such attention to storytelling that is just so inspiring. As someone who, I booked this gig really early in my acting evolution, and it was just like, oh man, this is just amazing to be a party to such professionalism and creativity and such. So you guys can now see I'm in Patreon. This is one of the things that if you're a patron, you'll be able to see, and I'm going to play some of it for you. And again, like I said, I didn't do the backing, but I did this thing, and I hope y'all can hear it.
The land we call our home. Push to keep the dark from coming. Feel the weight of what we owe. This song of sons and daughters hide the heart of who we are. Making peace to build our future. Strong, united, working till we fall. The air and water flowing. And we call our home. Push to keep the dark from coming. Feel the weight of what we owe. This song of sons and daughters hide the heart of who we are. Making peace to build our future. Strong, united, working till we fall.
So again, I have to make myself like stop these things before I give away so very much of what I can share behind the paywall because I love Live with Cheryl too, and I want to share a lot with you guys. But so that was called We All Live Together, and for folks who are Warframe aficionados, you know way more about that song than I do. But there's more to the cover there. There is more. I stopped. I was like, I want to sort of show the big thing, but I can't do the thing. But I want to do that, but I can't do it. So there's still more. There's still more.
When you say cover, they did the music, but did you do the words, or is this truly a cover of both?
It's absolutely truly a cover. I did only lend my voice. So that is what I lend to it. And then what they're doing is they're cutting together people's covers and contributions and things so they can do something special for the 10th anniversary. And so they put that out there in their community. And so folks were able to, dust off what they've had from years ago. And for me, I was like, oh, you guys are doing this. Oh, okay, let me do it. Hey, I love you guys. Okay. So I did it in like an hour. I was like, wow.
So CB says awesome, just so you know.
Thank you.
And what I love about it is it's driven by that percussive beat, which tends to be something that you feature in your own music. So I can see how it's a good fit for you.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom,
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, I heard it before when I was, exposed to the community before. And I was like, oh, y'all already did a compilation. Oh, they doing it again? You gonna do it again? Okay, let me get in there. But yeah, I enjoyed that backing and did not create it, but loved it. So thank y'all. So positive vibes out to that community out there. And y'all, if you're not a part of it and you're looking for a video game to enjoy, I'm biased, sure. That's true. But check out Warframe, y'all. And they've got other projects coming up too that they're creating, and they were revealing that years ago, and they've started going down the road with it. And I'm just like, oh, y'all, anytime y'all want, call me up, because they are really creative people with a lot of good themes and messages and such that they do.
Great.
Yeah. So that's sending positive vibes out. So I'm gonna so I've got a whole lot that I want to share with y'all, but one of the things was that I have my first patron, and then the other thing, since I'm already logged into, yay, it's a Patreon. Hi patron. And my patron was already helping me out. Let me explain. My first patron was like, I gotta help her. So I put up the cover, and I had accidentally just put up the backing track, and the patron was like, you might want to put your vocals. Vocals. And they were very sweet about it. But I was like, because I'm a mom and I'm running to go get my kid. It was one of the days I pick up my kid. So I was like, oh, I got this. I want to put this up. And I put up the backing track. And we're just like, ma'am. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. You're great. So yeah, early adopters will save my bacon.
There you go.
No, it's very appreciated. Very good feeling of community over there on Patreon already. I did make a few little adjustments there. I'm going to share my screen again with you guys because now I'm up and going. I picked a time and a routine kind of space in the schedule. Let me take Felicia. Let me see if I take you out, then I might have more screen space that I can see. Let me just do that because I want folks to know, the next live with Sheryl is going to be September 7th. So first Thursday, September 7th. But I also want y'all to know, because I have a patron, I'm also now doing these monthly chats. So the sit and chat is already going to be scheduled. And the first one is going to be up there. And I still think you really can't quite see. I'm going to see if we can rearrange it. Okay, yeah, now I think you might be able to see some stuff. All right, so now I'm going to show you. It's going to be on the second Thursdays, but let me go ahead and pull it over. So it's just a casual thing for those who, I'm going to be doing it through Discord. I think that's how I set it up. And also, if that's a platform that ends up not accommodating more folks, then I can find other places. But I wanted to get y'all the date and time. So I'm going to go over to my friendly neighborhood Patreon page. So second Thursdays of the month, and the time that worked for my patron was 3 p.m. Eastern time. That's what we're going to do, y'all. So 3 p.m. Eastern time, second Thursdays. So it's going to start, we're going to kick off on the 10th. So a week from today, 3 p.m. Eastern time. And that'll just be a live chat. It'll be impromptu, just me. And it'll be just a chat of just audio. And like I said, if Discord is not a platform y'all are used to using, don't let that deter you at all, because I can connect through several different platforms to reach out to folks who are interested. So let me also go over to the membership level and let y'all know. So that's for all my membership tiers. So I have 3 tiers of membership, and the first one has not changed. The second one, I did sort of revamp a few little things because I was thinking about what would be really, really cool. And so it's still going to be the second tier, the $10 a month tier is still going to be, you get everything from the $5 a month tier, and which includes the chat, y'all. But there's also going to be a different flow of these live streams, these fresh 30-minute shows. So instead of having it be a little bit more structured, I'm going to let it flow freely a little bit more. So there's going to be still a fresh 30-minute live show for people who are my supporters at the middle or the higher tier. So it's $10 a month or up tier. And each quarter will include 3 different shows. So there's going to be music and reading in all the shows, instead of it being a little bit more, I think we might have sold it, or I might have sort of described it as a little bit more segregated in terms of the emphasis. And so there's going to be a live stream show with music and reading on 1 month. And then in that quarter, another month is going to be in the 1 quarter, a fully improvised show. Who knows what's going to be there? Who knows if there's going to be music? It could be all music, could be all reading, could be all free for all y'all. And then the last month, there's going to be that live reaction to the mashup of the 2 previous shows. So I'm giving myself a fully improvised show. Felicia and I were talking about, having a even less structure for Live with Sheryl. And I was just like, you know what? I like what we do on Live with Sheryl. I like it. But I haven't started a tradition yet with the live streams. And so I thought that might be a really great place to experiment with something more creative, because I like our flow of stuff where we get into health topics, and I like to sort of have it be the things that we've been used to on Live with Sheryl. But it's going to be free flowing over there, y'all, once a month. So I'm going to get that mix of music and reading once a month, sort of like what we know is going to be happening, like the James Baldwin 3 ways kind of mix, but could be a lot more music one time, or could be a lot more of a reading another time. But y'all look out for the improv.
Improv, I love it.
Yeah. So much fun. So y'all go ahead and be a patron so I can do this, because I'm waiting to y'all say, let's go. So that's what's updated over there. And then as far as getting to some of the structure that we have in the show, I want to get to our health trivia. And so I did not have a chance to type it up, because y'all know we were trying to get these things with Facebook going on.
That's okay. We're good. We can listen.
Chance to actually create it though. So there's still health trivia. So y'all, it's happening. It's just y'all not gonna be able to exactly read it. I'll read it too.
Okay,
so
I'll be ready.
There's been a lot going on, and we had last month prioritizing minority mental health. It was National Minority Mental Health Awareness Month, which I don't know. You might have mentioned that, Felicia. I don't know. Did you mention that last time? But
not really.
It might have blown past me.
But I'm not surprised. That's fine.
Well, we were talking about so much last time. It was like,
yeah.
Okay. So there's a lot of great resources out and about mental health that we've talked about on this show before, and I lean on myself. And this is just another opportunity to think again about how different communities are impacted differently, and what kinds of things all of us need to be aware of when helping our community members out, connecting with folks, supporting people. So this is another Centers for Disease Control and Prevention site here. And I will put that in the comments. Y'all be able to see cdc.gov, and it has /health equity. And Felicia, am I sharing the screen? Can y'all still see it?
Not yet. I'm not sharing yet.
Okay, not sharing yet. Okay,
not yet.
So let me share the screen again, because I'm talking to y'all and I want y'all to be able to see what's going on.
Do you have to kick me out?
No, I think I might be able to. I just want people to be in general aware of some of these resources. I think that's part of
Oh,
what gets to
absolutely.
be
And
really helpful.
the CDC, or Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, is like a premier site. If anybody's, if you're Googling, look for the CDC.
Exactly. They have so much good stuff, and they're thinking about things that are about not just, I mean, we as individuals are coming, I'm coming here as an individual person. Like I'm just by myself representing myself, looking for resources I can share out to people. So they have things on this site talking about what individuals can look into. And of course, that was something that I was really focused on because I need support. I need to make sure I'm doing what I need to do to be physically, mentally, all type of healthy. But there's these perspectives here for individuals. We can learn about mental health. We can learn about ways to cope with stress, which is what the trivia is going to be. But I love how they also give some really great education for public health organizations. Some of y'all do
Yes.
wonderful work out there in group settings and are not just thinking about yourselves and your families, but you really are positioned to be able to use data differently and think about organizing how you're working with other organizations to support some of these spreadings of awareness.
Mm-hmm.
And then health educators and communicators have resources there. And I clicked on some of them. I was like, oh, this is great. I'm learning a lot. So even if we don't participate or find our employment in some of these other communities, y'all might be curious and click down because some of these things about inclusive language, where you're trying to talk specifically with folks, but you're not trying to use some of that stigmatizing language that might have been something that all of us just heard before we knew better to use different
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That can be really helpful for all of us. I think a lot of people want to engage with people where we want to be sensitive, especially if we have a certain issue, but we don't know about the other ones. And so we don't know what to say. There can
Right.
be some good tips. So
Yeah.
I did click through to the cope with stress. And that is what my trivia is today. So I know Felicia, go ahead. We can talk some more while
Yeah.
I'm putting the question.
Well,
Go ahead.
okay. Well, I was going to say, I mean, even before you mentioned that, I was going to say the CDC has levels. So everybody from a community activist, whether you're trained in health or not, to a healthcare professional can benefit from these resources. And also, I taught an honors seminar at Norfolk State University, Behold the Green and Gold, and the focus was health equity and changing narratives around health equity. And so, one example of what you were talking about in terms of language. So, for example, we say target audience, so we're going to target someone, and they say, "Whoa, whoa, whoa." They might not want to use that because that has sort of violent connotations. So maybe we should say the intended audience instead, for example. Oops.
Exactly. That's a great example. I mean,
I'm sorry,
target.
my computer
Yeah.
my computer went down for a second. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
But anyway,
No,
right,
no.
right. So,
Yeah.
and so as you were saying, it's sort of different audiences for people who have different abilities. If you come from different ethnic groups, if you come from different parts of the country, you can really think about what language you're using to refer to other people in different, even underserved or disadvantaged has, people mean well, right? But it has connotations in terms of who
Right.
has what power and where the fault is, is attributed.
We can
So I
educate
have definitely used
ourselves.
their resources for that. Yeah.
Yeah, we can
Sorry
educate
about that.
ourselves. Language is so powerful. No, no, it's okay.
Yes.
Language is so powerful, and we all can be learning and growing. Because I think sometimes if we just feel like we have a really good, steady resource for something, then we feel like, okay, let me take it in. Because you don't want to misinform yourself when you're trying to adjust to accommodate other folks.
Right.
So CDC.gov can be a really good resource. So I was looking into there, and y'all can see where it has the little link about coping with stress. So then today's trivia is as follows: true or false? Everybody out there in live with Sheryl Land.
Hmm. Hmm.
Would the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention suggest that we do all of the following in order to help cope with stress? True or false? Would we do all of these things to help cope with stress? Take care of your body, make time to unwind, like do things that you enjoy, and watch lots of news stories, especially upsetting ones. True or false? Would the CDC say we should do all those things? Take care of your body, Make time to unwind, maybe with a live with Sheryl. I don't know how y'all get down. That might pump you up. You might be like, yeah, let's go. Or you might help you unwind. Oh, yeah. And watch lots of news stories, especially the upsetting ones. Would they recommend that? So true or false?
Up,
Let me hear. Oh,
we have a comment. We have a false in the comment.
false. I agree. It is true. That is false. And I
It's
think
true.
y'all probably. It is true. That is false.
That is false.
It's true. It is false. It is false. Okay, don't take my word for it. Let's go ahead and click on the CDC website. As we said, you don't know what's going to come out of Cheryl's mouth, but go to the CDC.gov, and then you're going to really get clear. Cheryl, what you talking about? So coping with stress, lots and lots of things that I think a lot of us can know, but sometimes at different times, different things come up for folks. And over the years,
Yeah.
you might have different symptoms that change. Sometimes it might be headaches or something that can indicate to you that you're stressed out. Maybe you do know skin rashes can happen. Some of us have our hair fall out. Just the different times, it can be different things. But ways to cope: take breaks. Take breaks from those news stories, please. Even on social media, like we're talking about Facebook and other places. Great to be informed, good to be informed, but limit, because y'all know how it can be really intense out there to plug into some of what's going on. We want to know, but it can be a lot. Take care of your body. Get enough sleep. Ooh, I need to underscore that. Eat healthy fruit. We were talking about berries on a recent live with Sheryl. Move more, sit less. Well, you know what we got to do. We got a group to do that sometimes. Or some people like golf. Some people like baseball. All kinds of ways to get moving. So many ideas out there. And then, yeah, take time to unwind. It could be just a breath, or just do some things that you enjoy. So lots of good ideas here. And I just like the reminders, because I can get really busy. I know that's one of the things that I deal with stress, is the stress of just having a lot of good things to do, but nonetheless, a lot of things to do. And so that's some of what I'm working on to help protect my mental health, is really thinking about balancing all this. I'm inspired. I want to go, 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 with some sense of, let's remind ourselves we have to replenish or recharge, and make sure that there's an appreciation for some of the components of health that maybe, when you're feeling all fired up about a project or something, you sort of let it slide for a little long. That's my journey anyway. I'm gonna tell y'all that.
Yeah.
Get
So,
inspired and be up, cranking out
yeah.
ideas.
And
Oh yeah.
I'll say the thing about news, because some people may say, well, wait a
Mm,
minute, I just want to keep up with the news. That doesn't stress me out. And there may be some people for whom it doesn't, right? You're just reading it, it doesn't affect you. But I do
true.
think there's something you can extend that, I think, to social media, whatever's stimulating you. Sometimes even the positive things, like as you were saying, if it gets you excited and pumped up, then you're not relaxing. And especially at certain times of the day, right? So if you do that right before you go to bed, then you may not be as relaxed, quick, to fall asleep as soundly or as quickly as you want to. So you have to kind of try some of these things and see what's going to work exactly for you.
I need to try some of these things and see what's going to work exactly for me, Dr. Felicia. Thank you, Health Ninja, Public Health Ninja, getting it in there. I like the reminders, because we all have a lot that we might be doing, but every once in a while, it's just great to have someone who knows, well informed. It's not going to confuse you with the true but false, or true it's false, that kind of language. She knows what she's talking about, and she can remind you of some great things and send you some places where you can learn some stuff. And that's what we do here on the show also, is share a lot of good resources. And so not just around health, but also around some of the other things that we talk about on the show. So one of the things I wanted to put out there is, I think I probably mentioned this, I had switched over into doing a lot of screenwriting recently. And that's going to play into one of our fun, creative things that we're going to do with the live music, as we sort of cruise into wrapping up Live with Sheryl. But I've been doing a lot of screenwriting, and I've been leaning on some great resources from a couple of years ago when I first was starting with screenwriting. But there's lots of things out there about outlining things, and there's lots of stuff out there to help you think about characters differently. But as I'm getting deeper into really talking about issues that I want to talk about around health and healing, then there's some subject matter that can be really difficult. So I'm going to masterclass.com. There's lots of really great people out there letting you know how they get they tackle their topics, how they maneuver in their industry. So I've been learning from a lot of folks, but more recently it's from Roxanne Gay. And I know some people really know her work, and I'm not as well versed. And so this was really helpful for me, even though she doesn't sit in the space of a screenwriter so much. I think she's done some of that, but not as much. But I'm over there learning from her class. I've taken other classes through masterclass.com, but she's really very thoughtful about how you can tackle some of these very troubling issues, some of these things that maybe you want to take a break from watching in the news when it comes up, those kinds of things. Pull those things into your art, set some healthy boundaries for yourself, figure out how not to traumatize yourself and the reader as you are sharing these things. We've talked about this kind of stuff on Live with Sheryl before, because the artists that we have on here, y'all, we tackle some real things. And we want our audiences to come away moved, but not damaged, y'all, and we want us to come out of it moved, but not damaged. So I just wanted to share about that masterclass. And there are many others. I mean, I'm getting education from y'all. Y'all all know Natalie Portman, well-known actress. She has masterclass on there that I'm looking at recently. I had gone through some others masterclasses like Samuel L. Jackson, some other folks in acting. But when actors are telling you about how they maneuver through a script, that helps you as a screenwriter to think, okay, we'll leave room open for these folks to bring their artistry. Yeah, it's cool. It's really cool. It's really cool of overlapping of different perspectives on a similar art form. So I need to let y'all know that there is a prize. There is a prize for the person who was able to answer that trivia correctly. Y'all earned it. You earned it, okay? And the prize is you're going to be able to select the a number between 1 and 7, and I'm going to be taking the sound drum and emphasizing that note, and then we're going to catch a mood, y'all, and then we're going to create something off that mood. We're going to take the music and we're going to pull it into something else. We're going to take one art and pull it into another art. Y'all going to do this, we're going to do that, and then Felicia's going to do something she doesn't even know about yet. It's about to go. It's about to go. So now I need a number between 1 and 7, and I'm gonna get the sound drum. Felicia.
Okay, CB, we need a number between 1 and 7.
Getting the sound drum.
So go ahead.
Get the number.
Type it in there. Because if not, then I get to pick a number between 1 and 7. And I'm good. I can do that. No problem.
Oh, yes. And
no
you have plenty to do, Felicia.
We have a number. Ready?
Yes.
It's 3.
The number is 3.
The number is 3. Mm-hmm. Thank you, CB.
Three.
From CB, the number is 3. See, I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. Mm-hmm.
Felicia, this is gonna be fun, y'all. Because I got something for you, okay?
Okay, CB, I think you need to do it one more time. So you put it in 3 times. So just for symmetry purposes. She did it twice.
This is cute. So the sound drum, and what it has is the sort of it's tuned to a specific scale, and then it has the different numbers in the scale.
Thank you, CB. You got me. Thank you.
Y'all having a good time. Okay. So the number 3, y'all. So we're gonna enjoy.
That was awesome. So again, just to be clear, so that ding, that was 3.
Yes. So we have 3 in 3 octaves. Isn't that cute? We have. And I didn't know you were going to choose it, but it actually has 3 octaves. Some of them only have 2 octaves. So it might not be perfectly tuned, but I like it.
Nice. What is that? I don't even know what that instrument is.
I discovered it when Tim bought it for the family last Christmas.
Nice.
Sound drum. They're calling it a sound drum. Okay. So the medley of 3. Now, what kind of mood would we say that is? Because we're going to do some quick art here, y'all. Some additional art from that art. What kind of mood we thinking that is?
Oh, that's interesting. Um, well, can I throw words out? I'll just
Yes,
throw words out and see if
please
people
throw
agree.
words. That is
Okay, okay.
perfect.
Because to me, it was like smooth and calming with a little bit of pep. It had a little step in it. Doom, melancholy. Okay, CB says it was melancholy.
Okay,
I
y'all.
think it was which in some respects matches up, right? It's kind of smooth and it wasn't energetic, but I do think to me, it had a little bit of underlying something to it, a little more pep, like it wasn't completely melancholy for me.
So I have been going crazy, having fun with Chat GPT. Now, y'all know AI is all in our lives, and we've been talking about it all over the place in different news stories. So I have been just having fun with it. And I was playing around with it, and it was just such a great, fun experience for me as a tool because I am a screenwriter, deeply going into things, and I have a certain style of what I do. And then I was like, oh, here's some projects I have that I'm not working on right now. They're very different. They're not my main things, my core stuff. And so I was like, I haven't done anything for a year with this. Let's put what I have into Chat GPT and see. And it was like having somebody just brainstorm with you
Mm-hmm.
on some
Mm-hmm.
random stuff. And they didn't care. They were just like this. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna take like 1/3 of that and do something. And I was like, so it was so much fun. And so I now have this other, project that I have neglected for a year that I'm also working on because it's a screenplay because I was, asking it to build on the synopsis I had and give me stuff. And I was like, all right, that's cool. And then I started writing, and that's why I was losing sleep, y'all, recently, because I was like, this is so fun because I'm moving so quickly through this project. Because what people are finding as screenwriters is that Chat GPT can be pretty good at, if you give it knowledge
Right.
of
Yes.
characters,
Yes.
if you give it knowledge of like the essential elements of your
Like,
story,
right.
that it can give you common
Right.
structures to help you intertwine these things that you as an author, you're sort of probably going to get a decent beat structure, a decent outline from it if you put in your character stuff, you put in that. But people have been saying it's not that good at comedy. So I asked it to do some comedy. I was like, ooh, yeah, probably not right.
Well,
And,
until it figures out the
until
way
you
to
train it.
approach it. Right. Exactly.
Right,
Right.
you have to
Right.
train it, you
Right.
have to train it, but this is just like a single
Right.
prompt, and then it can give you something to play off of that structure. Now this is y'all know I am still learning as a screenwriter, so some of y'all who are more advanced, y'all might be using it if you're stuck on a particular project just to brainstorm off
Mm-hmm.
because maybe y'all have a writing team, maybe you don't. I don't have a writing
Right.
team, so
Right.
this was sort of
Yeah.
fun for me.
Yeah.
So you guys described that piece, and I got into Tim's Chat GPT. I'm not letting y'all in mine because I'm training that thing to work on this little project that I got going on. So I can't have live with Sheryl shenanigans and fun up in that project. But so I typed in write a smooth and melancholy, I'm gonna say monologue
Oh, okay. Okay. So
for
I
a
have a note from our niece.
character.
I have a
Oh,
note from our
hello.
niece. So hi
Oh,
Avery, who's
hello, niece.
watching.
Hello,
And
Avery.
she says to be careful about scabbing because of screenwriting.
Every single resource that I am going to, I love, love, love that you mentioned that. They are like, we are in solidarity,
Yes.
and they are not working with struck companies. And so for me and you out there, Avery, for all of us who are in the creative space, we got to know about that. So not crossing picket lines. Now, I am a non-union voiceover artist. That's just my regular way to be. And so we all have to sort of look out, make sure some of those jobs that maybe would have been SAG jobs, that we're not getting those. We still get the healthy amount of non-union stuff that there just is out there. But the sites that I'm on, they're like, we're in solidarity, and
Yes.
they don't work with struck companies. So some of what we all have to be careful about is there are certain companies, I guess, that are just sort of in the way of resolving some of these WGA strike issues and SAG strike issues. And so those struck companies are people that, when I'm getting my gigs and I'm getting my, stuff, thank you, Avery, for bringing this up. People are like, we are doing our due diligence to not have you all pitching to anyone who's who's with these struck companies. That's what I'm
Mm-hmm.
knowing about. So I hope that is the public service announcement you were trying to get us
Well,
to make, Avery. I hope that's what you're talking about.
well, and also as a follow-up, can you even talk about like helping people, like giving ideas about
Oh,
screenwriting? Is that going into that area?
No, 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 because there are educational groups that are still functioning where they are in solidarity with and they are very conversant with, and a lot of them are members of these striking groups.
Hmm.
And so I think that's my knowledge base. Now, Avery, if you have some other information, please share it out. But we do have to be careful because there's stuff to think about.
Right, right.
But you'd be surprised, like there's community coming together, and there's still support for educating, and there's still support for people learning.
Hmm.
And there's still people doing work with non-struck companies who are supportive of the terms that the unions want.
Hmm.
So
Because I think I saw so there. I think it was Viola Davis, right? Stopped producing a project. She had gotten a waiver to do it because it's independent, and then she chose not to. So that supports the concept that some activity is still happening, and people are doing what you're saying is they're being careful, not to cross the line or
yeah.
to color within the lines. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm out here pitching and I'm looking, and then the places I'm pitching my things to, they're saying we are not letting y'all pitch to anyone who's a part of these struck companies. And so I think that's part of,
Okay.
what they're yeah, yeah. So that's the language I'm looking for when I'm out here in these streets trying to make
Hmm.
sure I'm not running afoul,
Right.
because
Right.
yeah,
But
yeah. And those
thank you,
staff.
Avery. We appreciate it.
Oh yeah, because that's what's going on. That's part of the news you got to take in, and then is all of the strikes and the solidarity and the serious like thoughtfulness about people trying to make sure we get these payments. Because I mean, some of this I guess that's really a thorny point is about AI use, and
Yeah,
how
yeah.
can that better not be used as an excuse to not act like real writers are the ones pulling everything
Right,
together, because
right.
AI is just not. You got to train that thing. A real person has to be training it. A real person has to be guiding it. It's not sophisticated enough to just replace somebody. So we all still need to get paid.
Yeah, that's right. And
And
actually, I'm glad you brought that up because even in academia, right, there's discussion
oh
about
yeah,
the use of chat in a positive
everywhere.
ways, but it seems the concept of it seems to be okay when you're starting with your own ideas and concepts.
Yeah,
Like we were saying, it's
yeah,
enhancing and maybe pushing things
yeah.
forward, but it's not saying think of an idea and then letting it do whatever it's gonna do,
Yeah, be careful
so
about that.
right.
Just like in so many areas of creativity, you gotta be careful about ripping off someone else's intellectual property, because if you've got something that is really helping you with general structures, then you would be learning that kind of thing in a screenwriting class. I didn't take a screenwriting class, so I could use, some help and support. And so this kind of thing is sort of fitting your idea into some well-known and popularly used across lots of places structures. That's basically what it's doing. Versus if you're doing something like write this in the style of that, be careful, because then all of a sudden you might be narrowing things down to someone's unique thing, and they really need to get paid for that.
Right, right,
you
right.
know we
Yeah.
might be doing homage to somebody as a creative person, but we know that we want to distinguish ourselves, so if we're going to be doing that homage, we are going to make sure we put us in it, and the AI might not make sure of that. So you best to make sure that you steer clear. But yeah, I think that's it. I think, but I have a playful spirit about it with those cautions, because I think at first I was like,
Right.
oh,
Yeah.
but I was like, no, I got all these ideas about the character that I want, and I got all these ideas about this and this and this. So let me see, since this thing has been dead to me for a while, what can I add? And then it was like, oh, what about this twist? And I was like, genius. That was genius. Now that's just me, and y'all might eventually see the script and say there was nothing genius about that, ma'am. I'm sorry,
Well,
but for me, I was like, "Nah, I never would come up with that. Thanks, that was great." And then a lot of other stuff, it was like, I see the formula there, and we're going to need to go a little deeper into character. Going to need to let it stretch the formula a little bit because feels a little tight there. Need to let some people be a little more realistic, break it out. But we're still going to use this chat GPT right now. But I'm really glad y'all are having sophisticated exchange about this, because we don't want to have people getting all excited and then running afoul. Like I basically was reading about how screenwriters are saying they're using it, and there's these
mm,
cautions, and also AI and music. I was reading about how we're supposed to think about that and use that, and I'm a voice actor, and so people want to do voice generation, and I got to choose
mm,
what am I going to audition for. And frankly, for me, I do not usually audition to have something where they want to train on my voice. because I would like to get those gigs myself. I don't want to put myself out of work, but there might be some occasions where there's something that's a really far distant character from me that I don't usually get booked on. And so that might be a fun thing. So we all have to think about like the whole, are we moving in solidarity in terms of the strikes? We have to think about, are we using technology in a way for ourselves and others that's going to, grow these industries in ways that we really want as a society collectively? But y'all, I want to have fun. Y'all getting too deep on me. Like I like the deep conversation, but I need to get this thing in there. Y'all, it's about to be an hour of live show. We need to get. Okay, so last bit, I put in Chat GPT. Now, y'all have answered the question. Y'all need to get the final prompt. I said the final prompt is write a smooth and melancholy monologue for a character who is peppy. Is a little peppy. This sounds like it's gonna be all over the place. But I'm gonna see what it says because I haven't asked it to write a monologue before. I haven't, because I'm reading about what prompts are usually really good. Oh, they just wrote it. Okay. All right. So let me show y'all. I'll show y'all what's going on over here. I'll share my screen because it's happening. Chat GPT is doing this thing. Yeah, I just think that's so fun. I just think that it's like typey type and is just doing it right now. And I think that's heck of fun. So we're just gonna read it. And Felicia's gonna direct me. That's what's happening.
Okay.
So it's written monologue. Okay. So it's now written this monologue. Oh, it's still writing. Okay, no, it finished. I'm not gonna read the whole monologue.
Wow.
But there's the monologue. There's the prompt. Write a smooth and melancholy monologue for a character who is a little peppy. So now I'm gonna give you my cold read. I cold read a lot. Doesn't mean I'm that like awesome for it to be live like this, but I'm gonna give you my cold read. Okay. And then I want some direction and some tips, Felicia, after I give you my cold read.
Okay.
All right. Life can be a whirlwind of emotions, a symphony of feelings that crescendos and decrescendos like a beautifully chaotic orchestra. And here I am, one of the peppy souls, traversing this intricate melody. With every step, I sprinkle a little cheer in the air, trying to brighten the corners of this world like rays of sunshine, piercing through dark clouds. But underneath the sunny facade, there's a tinge of melancholy lurking, like a shadow embracing the light. Okay, so that's my cold read. Now, I'm not going to say that I had any prep because y'all saw Chat GPT write that now. So
that is
okay,
so interesting because
okay.
It was so on the nose with the pep part, right? It like
It
melancholy
totally
is the lane, and then it said, "Here's the pep, here's the pep, here's the pep," like literally.
That's why you don't probably want it to write dialogue. That's why you want some more subtextual layers and a sense of your character will be hiding this, but that's how they sort of avoid trying to come out and say they are. But okay, so you get it. Like, look, for me, it's just a fun little tool that we just have some fun with because people as screenwriters have already said it's not going to be great with the dialogue. You're going to need to get in there and understand your character and really own how people, not just how people talk, but how people talk because they're not so predictable,
Right.
Anyway, because I still need direction. I still need to take a note. I still gonna need you, Felicia, to give me some type of note on the read so I can give y'all a second read.
Well, so
what y'all want?
Try the pacing as reflecting the melancholy or the pep, right? So if you read the melancholy, and then when it says the bright parts, just speed up. You don't even have to change your tone. If you just speed it up, that's another way to indicate some energy.
Let's give it the varying of the speed. Life can be a whirlwind of emotions, a symphony of feelings that crescendos and decrescendos like a beautifully chaotic orchestra. Here I am, one of the peppy souls traversing this intricate melody. With every step, I sprinkle a little cheer in the air, trying to brighten the corners of the world like rays of sunshine piercing through dark clouds. But underneath this sunny facade, there's a tinge of melancholy lurking, like a shadow embracing the light. So that's all I got for y'all.
I thought it added something, but that was my direction. So who am I to say?
You are the director. That is who you are. That was just fun. I just wanted desperately to like play with Chat GPT with you guys. And I was like, I know it's probably not that great at dialogue, but it doesn't have to be for us to have fun. So I was like, Felicia's gonna direct me. It's gonna be great. She didn't know. Y'all didn't know. Y'all didn't know Felicia was a director. She didn't know she was a director. She was just how we do
I'm
it.
a
And I was
podcast director. I own that. So
there you
yeah.
go. There you go. Okay, excuse me. So there we go. That's right. I'm sorry, ma'am. That's right. See the many titles that we have. So I'm gonna close this and let y'all know we're gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna be seeing some of y'all probably in the monthly chat on the 10th. There's also gonna be the show I've been talking about in the Bay Area on August 20th, the I Once music experience. And they asked me to answer some questions about it. And so I'm going to do that. Some of the things they were asking me is how's it feel to be going back to the Bay for this August 20th, 3 p.m. until we're done, go to the iwants.com show. It feels cool for me to go back to the spot because I had years and years of time in the Bay Area, grew as a person in the Bay Area. Oh, yeah, I got exes up in the Bay Area. Y'all come on to the show, see how we live, and it's all good. I want to see your babies. I want to see your wife. I want to see everybody. I do. I really do. I haven't reached out to everybody because I've been really busy with different things, but I think it's gonna be exciting. And I was also asked, how's it feel to get back into the music with Becca and the Frogland Orchestra? It feels really like I thought it was gonna be. Oh, it's been a long time since I've played this. Am I gonna? Some of these songs they just hit in your brain. It's just like, oh yeah, I know that one. I know that. Now we might still do it a different way, and I want to be flexible about it. But that's my girl, and I'm looking forward to my little one meeting her in person. Like she, when he was just born, sang him a message when he was just days old, so that's she's fam, she's fam. And then what else did they ask me about this? Say, yeah, coming to be in Berkeley again, uh revisiting the music, what's going on. Yeah, we got a lot going on. I mean, we're going to be out there for a bit of time. And so I do want to see folks. I'm going to be drumming and singing in this. I've been practicing. I'm even going to do an open mic to even practice some more just to be ready for this. Like, I'm getting excited about it. I'm gearing up. So, but for folk who are not in California and who are in the DMV area, check out my social media and I'll let y'all know the details about open mic. It's gonna be out here because I know like everybody's not in the Bay Area of California and everybody can't go to that show on the 20th. But if you can, check it out. So I know I've been mentioning that show and I wanted to mention it again because I'm getting excited about it. And then the last thing, also on my social media, I think I talked about it on Twitter. If you follow me there, I was grateful for recent gigs, and I shared with y'all last time a recent gig that I had. And I got another one, and this one was really fun because I just had some recent auditions that are very fun. And auditioning is part of the job. That's the job that you do when you're at a certain stage in acting. A lot of stages of acting. That's the gig. But this one wasn't an audition. This was my stuff was out there, and somebody was like, "I found you, and I want you to do this gig." And I was like, "I thank you so much." It was something that's not out yet, so I can't talk a lot about it. But it did have a component of a real person. And I haven't had a chance to really do a real person a whole lot. So that was exciting for me to stretch and grow as an actor. They liked what I did. And I want to mention the artist whose work I was able to, let me get out of Chat GPT here. To interpret part of. And then when that project comes out, I will definitely let y'all know. But let me stop sharing the Chat GPT and I want to start sharing CamilleTurner.com. That's the site. And I want to read a little bit because I just think she's so cool. Okay, sorry. I mean, we get some cool art and artists that we get to mention on this show. And so it's not the first time that we got somebody cool, but this is also cool. And I just feel real lucky. So Camille Turner is an artist scholar whose work combines Afrofuturism and historical research to explore race, space, home, and belonging. So y'all can keep reading at CamilleTurner.com. This is part of her bio CV page. But I just wanted to put that out there because I was excited. There's a lot that I'm grateful for. And I'm available, even though I'm busy. I am available for clients and whatnot. And I get so inspired by clients. I get excited about my own work. Like some of her themes, like directly touch my spirit and some of what I explore in not my acting, but in my screenwriting. So I was like, ah, this is great. So we hopefully will be seeing you all at some of these upcoming things, hearing from y'all soon. And Felicia, I know you got things that are going to be you're going to be announcing at the next live with Cheryl. Is that going to be when things popping off for you or thereabouts? Wait, to be determined
Yes,
when there's going to be stuff
thereabouts is
there.
a good term. Thereabouts.
Thereabouts, thereabouts. But y'all, it's been an hour almost. Whew! Live with Cheryl is just whew, this is just packed. It's packed, y'all. But I loved it. I love you guys and really appreciate y'all contributing and helping share resources, serious, good advice out there. Y'all support each other. Make sure we're standing in solidarity, helping each other be healthy, helping each other take care. And hopefully we'll see y'all at the next live with Cheryl. Y'all take care. Bye.